Hi, I'm Rob Kramer. PopRule is based on the notion that everyone in this room and likely everyone in the world has some issue or maybe a couple of issues that you care about. And yet it's extremely frustrating because we'd all like to do something about that. We'd all like to take political and social action. And with our busy lives, it's often quite difficult to do that. And if you go to the internet, clearly only 1% roughly of the audience of any particular website probably spends any time creating any content or taking any action. So we said to ourselves, well, what if you could actually democratize the process and you could make it really simple to take political and social action, and what would that look like? And what we did was we set out to build a website that would serve that purpose. And then what we kind of came to a conclusion that we had actually created our own problem, because our problem was that there were way too many websites. There's way too much content. There's lots of social media. We obviously flock to the hottest social media tool of the time, whether it's Facebook or Twitter, etc. So we said, well, everyone knows what kind of content they're interested in. Everyone knows what issues they're interested in. What if we actually developed a technology that went to the people where they are on the internet, and capture them at the point of engagement. So if you go to the Huffington Post, or you go to Blog Her, or you go to Global Green, or any other advocacy site or blog or online publisher, and our application lived there, and it actually looked at the article or the piece of content that you were engaging with and said, you're reading a story on healthcare, so you must care about healthcare. And so what we did was we developed an application that essentially makes content actionable. And so any website, any blog, any advocacy group, any campaign, candidate, politician, whoever, has our application. We scan the page, we understand what you're reading, kind of like Google AdSense, but with a little bit more of a benevolent sort of approach. And we say, okay, you're reading something on healthcare. We read the keywords, public option, and what we do with this widget is we deliver back to you relevant political and social actions in the form of letters, petitions, events, donation, volunteer opportunities, and groups. And then we drive you to those places where you can actually take that action. The other notion is that there are millions of actions out there. We probably don't need to create any more political and social actions. Someone has probably done it somewhere. And yet, as we know, most of us won't actually create our own actions. So what we've done is we've aggregated this very sort of deep and wide database of all the political and social actions out there in the forms that I mentioned. And we deliver those back to our algorithm, essentially delivers it back relevant and matches it to the content that you're interacting with at the time. So we're actually just rolling this out in the next month or two. We've been meeting with various groups and publishers and advocacy groups who all are starting to adopt this, and you'll see this coming in the next month or two.